Hi. So, sitting here bored, just thought I'd do one of these, because I haven't done one of these in a while. And I also realized that I don't talk enough about the good things about Super, so I thought I'd do this. And definitely, I'm probably going to be putting out a review for this special once it comes out, which is going to be tomorrow, basically. So, yeah, wait, is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be a review of chapter 120, not 128, chapter 28 of Super. So I kind of want to do this like kind of like with my whole arc reviews and stuff, where I talk about like what it did better, what it's done better than the anime so far, what it's kept for it that I don't like, and what it's made worse. And I also want to talk about like some of the things that are only exclusive to it as well. Um, so the first thing, there are three things that I really liked in this chapter. There was no horrible like Universe 9 versus Universe 7 exhibition match, right? So this means no horrible Basil or Lavenda powers, no video game powers, no video game attacks, no Wolfgang Buster, Wolfgang Mag, no poison, breathing poison onto your fist. So there's no stupid powers and stupid fights like that. And as a result, we don't get any stupid dialogue like the Universe 6 Kaioshin saying, "Oh, Goku's smiling," or anything like that. This is instead replaced by Beerus fighting the other 11 gods of destruction, and to me, that is just fucking awesome. Before I get to that, though, I want to talk about Vermaud. Vermaud is given much more of an actual character and an actual personality in the manga compared to the anime. Ro, who just when I first read his description from the website and just by the way he looked and everything, I'm glad that he's not characterized as way too scummy in the manga. He's not as scummy. He's not overly his personality is not overly exaggerated. He's cool. He's normal, and the same thing with the Sidra. And not that I'd say that he's given much more of a personality, but he's definitely I think he's fleshed out better because it shows like the good sides of his character rather than the sort of like bumbling idiot that he kind of is in the anime, or like he's always like flustered or whatever. Here it actually shows that he tends to flesh him out a little more. Though I think him being the best at bringing up barriers, that's just like that, like I don't that's just a stupid way like to characterize him in my personal opinion. Like I could understand if he said like, oh, he has like the greatest, like he's the strongest god of destruction, or he's the, I don't know, maybe he's like the healer, or something like that. But to say that he's the fastest at bringing up barriers, that's just like a stupid power, I think, or that's like a stupid boast too. um but yeah, in general, I like the chapter. When we see the other guys' destruction and you see like their habitats and their homes, I thought it was pretty good. You see like Arak, and you see like this very, especially like Arak's like his panel when it shows him and his angel, whose name I forget. Uh, the Universe 5. I know he's the Universe 5 angel though. Like you see that room and you see like that statue of that humanoid with like the many eyes. That was pretty cool. Very like Incan, I think. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's Incan. Like uh, what's the word? Incan inspiration for not only Arak but maybe like even that whole room. Maybe just Arak's dominion and the rest of his universe in general. There are some things that it kept for the arc that I don't like though, which is Goku saying he's not one to talk about getting a job, and I don't understand like what the point of this dialogue is, because Goku's a farmer. He makes money off of selling vegetables. He's literally grows his own crops with Chi Chi, goes and sells it for money, and then he says like, oh, he doesn't have a real job. And maybe the translation meant like a white collar job, like maybe like go into the city and have like a white collar, like sit down like at a desk and do like a regular 9 to 5 or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case, because you see other people trading with them. That whole like him just him. I just like to see like Goku's regular life is something that needs to be like explored more. It shouldn't always be him just being like a straight up battle junkie, because that's incorrectly characterizing his character. So him like exploring like his normal life like that, and properly exploring his normal life, that's good. But that dialogue I didn't like. And again, people have bring up like him getting nicked by a bullet. like his skin is like there's like a little mark on his skin. That's not a major problem to me. I don't think really. It's not like he was like writhing in pain after getting shot or anything. Um, but there's also that whole thing about like how like he's what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, he says he's been rusty. So I wonder like how much time has passed since Zamasu. None is given. So we'll see. And the things that the chapter 28 made worse for it. I think the worst defense that the chapter did was not making the erasure of the universe is Goku's fault. Though I guess you can kind of argue against this. So what I'm talking about is if you guys have watched my Goku character analysis video, or even if you haven't watched it, if you've paid attention to the story in the manga, or you've read from chapter 1 up until now, every major arc since Piccolo has happened because of him. Indirectly, of course, a major theme about Dragon Ball and his character, about Goku's character, was that it was always Goku's quote-unquote indirect fault that things happened, right? So, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, like Majunior, right? Majunior exists, is a threat, like that's an arc, because he wants revenge on Goku for killing him as King Piccolo. Mercenary Tao comes back for revenge on Goku. Raditz comes to see on how Goku is doing, right? Because he was sent there to kill everyone. And yeah, fuck Minus. We're not gonna talk about it because Minus, yeah, we can remove that. We only go by the original manga, not some fucking supplemental chapter. So yeah, Raditz. So he was sent there to kill everyone. Nappa and Vegeta go there because of the Dragon Balls and because they want to fight Goku. Mecha Frieza, or Frieza when he comes back as Mecha Frieza, goes there for revenge on Goku. The androids in Cell happen because they want to kill Goku, like that was their purpose. Boo happens because he fights with Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2, and together their ki awakens Boo, and Boo wants to fight. And even though Oob ends up being a good guy, the fact that he's resurrected again is because of Goku. Beerus comes because of what's his name? The prophecy of the Super Saiyan God, who happens to be Goku. Frieza again comes back because of revenge as Golden Zamasu, or because of Golden Frieza. Zamasu happens because he learns about Goku. So every major villain that has threatened Earth or the universe or whatever has happened because of Goku. It's not directly his fault. It's not like he said, "Oh yeah, create this guy and let's fight," or whatever. It always happens because it's out of his control. It's out of his hands. Even though he's the cause, he has no control over that. And so, and I've said this before, that kind of painted his character in a somewhat slightly tragic way, because this guy always attracts bad things. And obviously that's why he leaves at the end of the Cell arc. Here, however, that's not really addressed, because the two Zenos are talking about erasing the 8 other universes before before the tournament happens. Like in the anime, it made it so that the Zenos were never talking about erasing the 8 other universes. Goku suggests a tournament, and then it just so happens that that all the 8 other universes are going to be erased, right? And so then they always say like, oh, it's Goku's fault, but then obviously it's not really Goku's fault, because he gives the 8 other universes a chance. They were going to be erased anyway, but over here though, it's completely absolved of that, right? He's completely absolved of that because they were thinking about erasing the 8 anyway. Obviously, Goku is responsible for the tournament because he's the one that mentions it. Though I'm pretty sure like Zeno would have thought about it at some point, because Zeno said at the end of the Universe 6 arc that he, or is it a he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a he, wants to see another tournament like that happen because he had so much fun watching Beerus's and Champa's teams fight each other. So I'm sure he would have thought of it at some point. But the fact that they were talking about it before Goku came, I think that's kind of I don't want to say it's a failure that the manga did that, but to absolve him that much of guilt, I think is not the correct way for the arc to go. But again, the reason I said that you can argue against that is because the tournament, not the 8. So separate the 8 universes being erased and the tournament, right? The tournament happens because of Goku, and subsequently at least 7 other universes are going to be erased, so one can survive. So it's a very interesting dilemma, because he gives them a chance, but if you lose, like, you die. So he causes the tournament, but the bigger picture, like Like, even without the tournament, it should have been Goku's quote-unquote fault, indirectly and out of his control, of course. But again, quote-unquote fault that the 8 other universes were threatened for some reason. And that could have been him, like, killing Zamasu or whatever. Anyway. There's also something that I didn't get when I was reading the Viz translation. Hellas says she isn't the most beautiful, but then like when it introduces Hellas as a god of destruction in the chapter, she asks who the most beautiful is. One of her like male slaves, I guess, says that she is the most beautiful. Hellas Sama is the most beautiful, but then she says, "No, you are wrong. I am the most beautiful." So I assume that's like a pronoun thing, maybe. I don't think it's a very smart pronoun thing or a very witty thing, but yeah, I'm not completely sure what's up with that. Ramush says he wants to kill Gowasu also if Zeno/Grand Priest are to penalize him for the Zamasu situation. But if he kills Gowasu, then he himself dies. Then again, you know, maybe Ramush is losing his reasoning and he's just like speaking superficially. So that could be one thing. The other thing that I didn't like was when you show the gods in the chapter, Vermaud, Margarita, and Kai, they bring Toppo so quickly in 1 minute, right? So like the Grand Priest orders the gods to show up. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in a minute. And they show up, but then when you see Vermaud, Margarita, and Kai when they get the call, right, Toppo is nowhere near with them. So it's just kind of like Toppo. So it's like, how did they bring Toppo? Was Toppo just like waiting outside like their building, just like leaning against the wall, arms folded, just like smoking a joint or something, and just like waiting? You know, it's just really weird that you don't see Toppo anywhere there, and you don't see Kai anywhere there either. But at least, you know, with Kai, you can think of like the whole, like, you know, like what's his name? I guess now thanks to Super, Shin has Kibito's Kai technique, that the better version of instant transmission, right? Which he presumably learned from the Potara after Diffuse, whatever, right? Actually, no, I don't think that. Otherwise, Vegeta would be using the Kamehameha. But anyway, the point is, like, it's just so weird to see Vermaud and Margarita together, and then they bring Toppo so quickly in a minute. It's nothing. It's not like a major problem. It's just weird and off-putting to me. Then, like I said, so now we get to the Beerus versus the Gods of Destruction fight. This is awesome, by the way. I love this, but I did have there are a couple of problems that I have with this. Again, this is another small problem with the manga. It's nothing major. It's something you can easily gloss over. But there's a panel of Liquor on the other saying, "Let's start with Beerus" in the Viz translation. To me, that was just kind of, I mean, that's just unnecessary because it was already established that he would be targeted just a few pages earlier, right? We already knew that all the other gods of destruction were gonna fight Beerus, and so here, like a couple pages later, we have Lakir saying, "Let's start with Beerus," as though like we didn't know that Beerus was going to be attacked first. But again, like that's just a very small like detail. It's me just like being like super like scrutinizing about it. I still think it's a valid problem, just not an overly major problem. So Beerus starts fighting them, and it's awesome. Like I said, I like it. But another problem that I had was that Goku was being, and I've tweeted this on my Twitter, but Goku's in shock about how Beerus is dodging them as if he has eyes in the back of his head. And that's another plot hole and another like inconsistency because Goku was doing the same against Tien back in the 23rd World Tournament. He could tell what move Tien was going to use without looking at him. Against Yakan, he could tell how Yakan was going to attack, even in like total fucking darkness with when his eyes were closed. Again, when Vegeta was doing the same against Buu, and I've referenced it quite a bit already in my videos and my streams. When Vegeta was fighting against Buu, he was able to beat up Buu in a whole cloud of steam without using his eyes, just by feeling the movements of the wind. So Goku being in shock that Beerus is doing the same, it's just fucking stupid, really. That's another inconsistency and plot hole. There's a moment in the fight where Beerus tells the gods to quote unquote stay down there. So it's like when there's a moment where he makes the other gods think. So after he's attacked, right? He presumably gets attacked. He gets punched or something. Some of the other gods of destruction rush him, right? So like he's flying in the air, right? there's like this body in the air, and they're flying towards it thinking that it's Beerus, but then when they get closer, they see that it's Champa, right? Beerus has actually been hiding behind Moscow, who was hit earlier, behind his body. And then he fires a key ball at them, right? What's strange about this is two things. He says, stay down there, but they're up in the air, right? He says, stay down there, but they're up in the air. That's one thing. The other thing is, like, he's using this attack, but the other gods of destruction aren't rushing him. Like, you only have, like, 3 of the other gods, like, up there, or I should say 4, I think. No, maybe 5 or 6. I don't even know the chapter. I don't even have the chapter open in front of me, but I know not all of the other 11 gods of destruction are up there in the air, right? It's only like 5 or 6, so that means there's at least like another like 5 like on the ground with Beerus, and none of them are trying to attack him while he's trying to attack them with the Ki Blast. And I don't understand like why that's not happening. It's not like it's the final flash where it's like taking forever. It's just a small little Ki Blast and no one's rushing him or even attempting to stop him. So yeah, that's a problem. And like I said, like Beerus fighting the other 11 gods of destruction is cool, right? Like I like that, and it seems like he's the strongest god of destruction. Obviously, chapter 29, like the fight's not over yet. We'll see if that's true. But the power scaling is very disproportionate, right? The key point is some gods are very obviously shown to be trying, right, in the fight, where Beerus just seems to be taking it easy. Just he's not trying at all, and the other gods of destruction are like they're grunting. They seem to be like having faces of effort when they attack, and Beerus is just like shrugging all that off with like the calmest like disposition ever. So the power scaling is very disproportionate, I guess. I mean, who knows? It's not like we said that all the gods of destruction have to be equal to one another. You know, I mean, I can get behind that, but the fact that Beerus is owning 11 other gods of destruction, 11 other people who have his title so easily too. It's just like, yeah. I mentioned before, Seadra being the fastest at putting up barriers. Like that's just like a what the fuck kind of skill is that to boast about? Why is that even a skill? Like who cares if you're the fastest at putting up barriers? Just put up a barrier. Just be like Android 17. You know? Just put up a barrier. You don't okay, the fastest? Like what the fuck? What is that? And again, a small slight problem. Goku's last panel where he says he's getting more and more excited. That could have been written better, so you would say something else instead of like an anime catchphrase for the most part, like where he was just enjoying the fight. Even after Grand Priest told him to fight seriously, right? So, oh shit, sorry, that's a whole fucking like runoff. Sorry, that's my fault. Anyway, point is like Goku could have like said something else besides "I'm getting excited." And, you know, and him saying "I'm getting excited" is really more of an anime catchphrase. You know, the "Waka Waka Shio" or whatever, however you say it. Like he says that more often in the anime than he does in the manga. So right there, we have an example where the anime, like its influence, is seeping into Super, and thus we can talk about the canonicity of Super. But you know, that's a video for another. Probably, you know, I can actually make that video today, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's my review. I also like the whole Kitella Beerus rivalry. I mean, that's kind of been like what's the word reference to in the anime, and I like it because Kitella is such a Toriyama-esque character. Just thinking about like he just screams like yo like. I see that character. Toriyama created him, and his personality is very finicky, and I really like it. Of course, and you know I've made my grievances in the past about like how like these are aliens and they should look a lot more alien-like. I think Kitella can look a little more alien-like, but I mean he certainly looks a lot better than say like Ramush is just like a straight-up elephant, you know. Yeah, I mean. I like that whole, like, he beat him at arm wrestling, and Beerus, he never lost to him in one-on-one combat. So we'll see if that whole comment about how there's a god destruction stronger than Beerus is true. Which probably isn't, considering looking at how he's, like, fighting the other 11 gods right now. We'll see. I mean, that might change in the next chapter. We'll see. And maybe about the whole mortal who's stronger than every god destruction, too. I wonder how, like, Whis knows that in the anime as well. Anyway, fuck it. So yeah, I enjoyed the chapter. It was a good chapter. It was a good chapter of Super. The special, which airs I mean, today is Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday, so it'll air tomorrow. That's gonna be, I mean, I'm so interested because Atsuhiro Tomioka and Goku using the Spirit Bomb, which is fucking stupid for many reasons. I'll say that I mean, I don't want to make this video longer than it already is. I'll explain it in the review when it comes out. But the animation looks gonna be looking cool. The form looks cool, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my video. Have a good night.